They called them Divine Wind, pilots with one mission, a desperate, terrifying weapon that would change war forever.
By late 1944, the tide of the Pacific War had irrevocably turned against Japan. American forces were relentlessly pushing towards the home islands, culminating in the massive invasion of the Philippines. Faced with overwhelming industrial might and an increasingly dominant Allied Navy and Air Force, Japan's military leaders grasped at increasingly desperate measures. Their conventional air power was being decimated, their pilots outmatched. On October 21, 1944, a chilling new tactic was officially unleashed: the Kamikaze, named after the divine wind typhoons that had saved Japan from Mongol invasion centuries before. These were not just pilots, but living guided missiles, programmed for a single, suicidal impact. It was a desperate gamble that would unleash psychological horror and some of the most destructive attacks of the war. The first wave struck with devastating psychological and physical force. Unlike conventional bombing runs, these pilots were not trying to escape. They were committed to a direct kamikaze impact. Anti-aircraft fire filled the sky, but many of the planes, often damaged and smoking, continued their terrifying dives. American sailors witnessed planes deliberately plunging into their ships, creating massive explosions, fires, and crippling damage. The sheer horror of facing an enemy willing to sacrifice their lives in this manner sent a shockwave through the Allied fleet. It was a terrifying new reality of warfare, a desperate final gamble by an empire on the brink of collapse. On October 21, 1944, the world witnessed the chilling birth of a new and desperate form of warfare. The kamikaze attacks, while ultimately unable to turn the tide of the Pacific War, inflicted severe damage, took thousands of lives, and instilled a profound psychological fear in the Allied forces. These desperate acts of sacrifice became a stark symbol of Japan's final, unyielding resistance, forever changing the nature of naval combat and leaving an indelible mark on the history of World War II. It was a terrifying testament to how far an empire would go when faced with total defeat.